Evening and good to see everybody tonight. Glad y'all are on. Tonight we're going to do a little interview, Heather and I. I'm gonna ask the questions and she's going to answer them. So we will get started with Heather, a little bit of her story and journey. So basically, Heather, why did you get started with Juice Plus?
Okay, so my good friend Lynn introduced me to Juice Plus probably about a year before I actually signed up. And so I was sold immediately. I was like, let's sign up today. I got it. I understood the vision. And my husband, he took a multivitamin. He was good. Like, he did not need anything else. And so he was very, he took that diligently every day. And so he had that commitment already. And so 2 years ago, we had the, I'm trying to think, the blitz, that first blitz they did 2 years ago. And I was like, okay, this is our chance. COVID had just happened. I was in not a great place. I think I've shared that with y'all. And it was something very positive for me to grab a hold of. And so thankfully I did. And he was like, okay, let's just try it. He had someone in the past he knew did some network marketing kind of thing, and he just didn't have a good taste for it. And so I was like, let's do it. And so we got started. I started on the product and I started on the business the same day. So yeah, so that's how we initially came to Juice Plus. But it was a year from when Lynn started talking to me to probably close to a year when I signed up. So it took a while.
And did you have any goals when you started?
I just wanted to pay for my product. I think, does everybody start out that way? No, I know everybody does it. No, you did. No, but I really just wanted Juice Plus, and I didn't care how I got it. I just wanted to be able to take it and give it to my kids and my husband. And if that starting the business side was a part of that, then, and I had just come home from a part-time job, being home with for COVID, for shutdown, and it just was perfect timing. So the Lord really set that all up for me.
So what shifted from not really having any goals to maybe working your business more?
So the biggest thing for me, there's two parts. I think number one is confidence. I did not have confidence in myself that I would be able to explain the products correctly, and that I would be able to just communicate how awesome they were, knowing how awesome they were. But I think gradually, as I built confidence in myself, I was able to be like, okay, I let me tell you about this. And really, it was I moved past, this is the scientific reasons why you need to take Juice Plus, to this is helped my family this way. This has helped countless number of people that I know this way. And it continues to do that. And so I feel like it's just building on each other. I mean, on top of each other. And my second part was, I told Lynn, I'm not getting on social media. I had not been on social media probably most of my married life. I had got off right before we got married. And I was like, it was not a good thing for me. And about a year ago, I just knew to grow my business and for more people to see, to share more Juice Plus, to share this nutrition with other people. I needed to take that step. So I think those were the two biggest changes for me as far as the business side went, and grow and being able to grow.
Two things that strike me on that. The first is you said you were scientific, and then more experience, almost like facts to stories. And I think that's interesting. And then the other one is that the social media could maximize your time as a homeschooling mom of three. And then Do you feel like you've grown personally?
Yes, I have. I think being able to share with other people, like my journey, not just Juice Plus, really. The journey the Lord has brought me through, starting with COVID, starting with being able to focus on something positive and shift my mind off of. Now, there was ebbs and flows during that time, but I think what this business has provided me was something that was just steady, and I always had good community. Y'all were always there every Monday night, regardless if I got on or not. Y'all were always there. And so I think personally, I have grown that way, in that I am just, when someone today, talking to someone, I did it. I wanted to just blurt out, let me share, all this great things about the shred with you. But it was just a mom who, she's just tried all these things, and I'm just listening. And I think just to put a pause and listen, and then know, I just can't tell you all the things right now. I want to, but I can't. So being mature in that way, I say mature, but in the way that just going to take a break and follow up with her, probably tonight, and be like, hey, I have this great thing and I would love to share it with you. It's really helped me. I actually have a few friends right now who are going through it with me, and they have had great success with it, and I would love to share it with you. So I think in those ways, that answers in a roundabout.
My brother always. We don't have a bear over here. My brother always has that show up and throw up. That's his words. In sales, you don't show up and throw up.
Right.
But and then the other things, kind of like, maybe you can sort of speak to this, but I don't know if we asked that exactly. Would you say you have goals now? But with the Tower Garden and the Juice Plus, what are you excited about right now?
I'm really excited about, and y'all know this part, getting the Tower Garden to people who can benefit from this food, just food in general. They need food. The homeless shelters, and putting it in front of people who are struggling with addiction, who can, that can help as part of their rehabilitation. Those are the big parts. And I was sharing with Lynn. This is relatively new. I was sharing with Lynn today, but this is what's on my board. I don't know if y'all can see it, but in the Catherine Lee call, and I think someone talked about it, the number 24 stuck in my head. And I'm like, I have to help 24 people this year. And so that is my new goal. I was at 13. I lost one this week, which is, I'm not upset because there's somebody else out there. It's fine. But I think I would have been upset a year ago. But so I'm halfway there. And so I just think me being consistent from January to now has made the biggest difference. Inviting to events that we've had. We have a monthly coffee thing that we started in January or February. And then just different events the past couple of months. I think those have been really helpful. And then just sharing whatever I am. I told Clint, as hard as softball has been, and as much as I complain about all the practices, I have probably met so many more people, and I took 2 different people last week gummies. And so it's just, I said, Clint, this has been great for the business side of things too, even though I'm complaining. But and then the thing is, yes, the business is awesome. That's part of it. But we're helping people achieve goals that they have struggled with maybe for a while. Just being consistent, I think, has helped me tremendously. And me and you talked earlier, Lynn, going from not wanting to do social media at all to understanding that I need to do social media to now I have there's two really good or a couple of podcasts and people I follow that are strictly network marketing. And a couple of them are just how you kind of not manipulate the algorithms, but how do you use social media to your advantage and get in front of more people. So I think it once you see it as like a business and not like this personal thing that I just didn't want to do, that really changed my mindset. So.
One other thing I'll say. One other thing I will say. I don't really know what that is. I'm really not possessed. Is that I had shared with Heather at one point that basically what I needed for my next goal was a qualifier. And initially I sought to not give any pressure on Heather, but that was where I was. And initially it was like, whoa. And then over time I saw her where she kept asking me, what is it you need? You know? And for me, being on a team, being part of a team, that was just really touching and beautiful, because Heather qualifying and staying qualified for 2 months is what got me to my next position. And then I think related to this, and this is for all of us, is what's been rolling around in my head is what's your lane? And we don't have to just stay in one lane, but Severin Garrett health coach. Has anybody ever read that before or heard that before? And you know, I've told Severin, it's like, I don't even want to be a health coach. You know, that's just not where I am. You know, that means I like have to really sweat or something. But I went to the cardiologist with my parents today, and the nurse practitioner came in, and he was this totally buff guy, which wasn't bad to look at either. But, you know, my dad was like, okay, mom's got a pacemaker. Now, how do we get her off the couch? You know, how do we get her actually doing stuff? And so my dad was kind of stumbling over what he was going to say, but my dad is really funny. And so basically he was going to say to the guy, it looks like sitting on the couch is not your problem. But so we got into this whole conversation because I basically interpreted for my father saying to the guy, basically he's saying, you don't look like you sit on the couch. And just, I also hijacked the conversation. I was like, so what is it you do? You know, and basically he ends up, he does CrossFit and stuff. And I was like, oh, if you're a CrossFit guy, do you do smoothies? Are you a smoothie guy? Well, sometimes, So we got into this whole Juice Plus conversation. You know, and I got his number and his name and this kind of stuff, and gave him my card and some stuff. And here it is, my dad sitting over there, my mom sitting on the, you know, the exam table, my dad over in the corner, me in another corner, and the other guy standing by the door and having this, my father's basically watching me work. But I went into Severin's health coach story in a sense to say, here, you're a guy that you would get this. And, you know, and then I talked to Nicole probably for an hour today, just jazzed about the whole Tower Garden, getting Tower Gardens in schools and communities and that kind of thing. And it's like, just that sort of that lane. And then, shall we say, the gift I've gotten this year that I can have conversations with people that are dealing with cancer. And, you know, we don't have to stay only in your this is your lane. I was telling Heather today about this woman, Beth Leopold, who's a kind of quiet, shy person who's at least national marketing director, if not more, and got there by three-way calls. And I've heard her speak. She's great, but she's this, you know, quiet, introverted person. But she found that three-way calls were her lane, if you will. And, you know, that's something I'd love to have. We have a little time, and I'd love to have a little conversation. If you guys have ideas of what your lanes are, or, you know, or if you need help thinking, what is my lane? Anyone? The mic is open.
Pretty sure y'all know my lane. But I will give the good news. One of the things Lynn and I talked about today, one of the school teachers that I work with, she invited me out to go to Colorado for the first ever School Gardens Summit. And I was probably within 48 hours of snagging one of the last available spots. And I leave on the 21st and get to go and experience this whole convention of school gardens. And I'm super excited because, like I told Lynn, yep, thank you, Kelly. You'll all be dancing more because I'm only one person and all of you live in different areas from me or closer to other areas. So I'm hoping it's going to be really advantageous for all of us to garnish some leads that are closer to all of us. So I'm really excited. That's my lane.
And you're
Great to hear
awesome
what
in it.
you learned. Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
are. Other folks have thoughts? Or maybe we need to tell each other. Sometimes you can see in other people what it's harder to see in yourself.
I like that idea. I enjoy events, but I don't know, is that my necessarily sweet spot? I don't know.
Yeah, and some of that may be community.
Yeah.
You know, Heather, are you posting every day or I was just looking it up, every other day?
It's mostly every day. I try to at least do 4 times a week.
Okay. And what I love about your posts that I just wanted to bring attention to is very seldom are they actually about Juice Plus, right? They're really like, you have support local, you have Motivated Monday, these are Meet Lynn. It's just telling your story is what I'm kind of summarizing. What is this? You know, you talk about smoothies and every once in a while you bring in Juice Plus or share someone's story. But you know what is really standing out to me is that you're not pushing a product every day. You're sharing your heart, which is kind of going back to what you said earlier about no longer sharing the facts, but sharing your experience, right? Mm-hmm. So I think your lane is about just being heartfelt because your posts are so genuine. You know, I'm like, wow, where did she come up with the time to put this together every day?
Very early in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you my trick. I in my notes, in my phone, I will randomly, the Lord will put things on my heart or my mind, and I just write them down when I think of them. And so later on, I have like about 4 ideas right now. And so I love the notes. And I know there's other ways to do it, but that's what I've really liked.
I love that. And, you know, people would say the same thing about me sometimes. Where do you come up with these, you know, make healthier hobby ideas? And I just pray about it. And I always have 2 or 3 videos. I had to confess to somebody that I record my videos on Sunday when I actually have hair and makeup done because I've been to church. So I always tell James after we get home from church, I need about 10 minutes and then I'll see you, you know, we'll make lunch or whatever. So I stay dressed up and I try to do a video, but I would have during the week been praying about what is something interesting or, you know, new. And so many times I have 2 or 3 ideas sitting there like you, Heather. It's not like it came to me that day usually.
And I think that's something I did not say, but between Lynn and I, prayer is a big part of it, I think, this year. Just who the Lord would want to bring to our business, and then who can we help as a customer. So I
think when you pray about opportunities, then when you see them, it's like it's a delight. Mm-hmm. And instead of the sort of the pressure side of it. You know, Annette, I think about you and Heather. I mean, you and Severin, y'all walked a lot when you first met. And the joy that you guys had in your little pictures of things. And, you know, I mean, you're about to get back into walking season. I know you get some.
Hopefully, yeah.
Who wants to walk on the frozen tundra? But that could be a spot when you have some time to begin to do those kind of things again.
Yes, Sever and I had great walks and great talks and a lot of inspiration. And then, life just happens and my schedule got really busy and COVID happened and the list goes on and on. But I love the inspiration that I hear from all of you and the opportunities. And I have a hard time with just fleeting moments of conversation that I can't figure out a way to go back and follow up. But it was just literally like a 3-second comment that I think, oh, that's an opportunity, but then how do I pursue it? It's people I don't know, or somebody's grandchild or whatever. So I just really have to focus on that. But Sever and I do talk a lot about everything when I have these obstacles. So this community is just so helpful with all of that.
Absolutely. We couldn't do
Sure.
it without each other. And
Yeah.
I think what you're talking about there, Annette, is absolutely one of the stages on the growth, because we've all done it. You're like, how do I do it? And the more that I can do some little thing of like today, seeing the guy, you're like, do you want me to send you this? I can send you this. What's your phone number? And he gave it to me. So he should be expecting something. So I need to do it tonight.
Yeah.
And or the same with, that is so interesting. I want to follow up with that, or I want more, or I have this idea. Somehow you've put in that, kind of like when y'all do your community, whatever it is, things at Severin's house.
Yeah.
To say, oh, and next time we're gonna,
Mhm.
but that is absolutely, all of us fall short on that, and all of us grow in that.
Yeah.
Kelly, I want to hear about baseball. How's that going?
Well, you mean personally, or it's still in Juice Plus through the gym? Is that, I'm assuming
I'll take both. I care about both.
yeah. Personally, I'm watching a lot of baseball. Like we're doing like 4 games a week. It's pouring down rain tonight, so baseball got canceled. But yeah, the gym thing is right now it's kind of just exposure. Like every sample pack I've put out is gone. And I do some admin work for him, so I'm
Hear you.
I don't my microphone went. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. I'm not there at night when most people are in the gym. But I have a QR code posted and my contact information posted on the bulletin board, but all of my samples are gone. So that I know it's out there. So I think I just have to continue to, let people know about it. I think as right now the kids are playing school ball, not travel ball. We're about to roll into travel ball season. And so I think when we get there, that'll help. And then Christy and I are actually brainstorming. We really think our new lane might be student athletes, and we're looking at coming up with an event that we can do repetitively and invite people to on, because that's the world we both live in. It's like teenagers playing sports. And so how do you get nutrition in teenagers and college students, or extra nutrition? And so that we're kind of brainstorming that right now, but it'll probably be August or September before we actually host that event. Because she's gone all summer watching James and I'm gone all summer too. So, but keep you posted on that and, share it if, when we get there. But yeah, so I'm working on that. I'm just kind of gathering information, talking to people when the opportunity presents itself. So.
Yeah, I've got one of my partners whose husband is a PT, is talking about that very conversation about how do you kind of get out there and get the information to parents of student athletes. So that'll be good.
It's
Melanie,
hard. You eat a lot at the ballpark.
Yeah, right. Where Heather is, in the benches.
That's right.
Melanie, you're a newbie, so you're still getting your toes wet.
Yeah.
How's your tower garden?
What's in there is good. I went out of town and the pump wasn't on, and so I lost some plants. So I'm starting over with a lot of them. But I don't know what my lane is yet.
I think it'll be really interesting as you go to conference and you hear different people. I don't think that none of us did for a while. And it changes. I mean, that's the other thing, because it changes over time. As you grow, as you know, you can have your ideas, but God's in charge. And there'll be different aspects of that. So that's not a bad thing to not really have an idea or not to know. And we get to borrow being other people. I was the health coach today.
Hey, Melanie, I want to say, you definitely have a knack for towers based off the call that we had and some of the ideas that you had bouncing around. Like, you have some really great ideas. So if you ever want to do that again, or we can just chat and see what you have going in your area. Like, I would love to do that and see if that's your lane, like, if you ever want to do that, let me know.
Okay, appreciate that.
Yeah. And as far as things going on, a girl that I know, Jen, who's on Mimi Blankenship's team, is going to do a shred overview thing tomorrow night at 7:30, I believe it is Central Time. If anybody feels like they have people that, I don't think she exactly has a poster for it, but I can get you the information. I think what she did is she just sent out kind of a text or Instagram or something, but that's at 7:30 Central tomorrow night. And then Billy and Kristen and Whitney are going to do Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern, so 9:30 Central in the morning. Thing he calls it Simple Solutions, and it'll be kind of that Juice Plus and stories about it. So I'll post that in Health for Life. Those are the only things that I know about right now. And then next week, do we have a call next week? It's conference week,
No.
so we won't have our call Monday, and there probably won't be that many calls and stuff. Those of you that can't get there, if you want to get online to watch it, and then also keep looking in your email, because they will send out, whether you join or not, a freebie to watch Saturday, because Saturday is really a lot of the information, and it's stuff that your customers can have. It'll be a doctor's panel. I'm not even sure what all it is, but it's open to anybody and everybody. So it's something to freely share and to talk up and to utilize. So anything
Yes.
else?
We will be back together on the 25th to talk about what we learned at conference and what we might implement. So the 18th we'll be off, as Lynn said, and then we'll be back together on the 25th. So really excited to see all
record
you
that.
girls in Atlanta, except for Nicole and
I
Kelly, who has
know.
prom.
I know. I was gonna come, and I'm so sad that I couldn't, but will you record that Monday night call? Because I'm actually flying home Monday night, so I won't be able to even do the catch up for the conference.
Yes, we can do that. Speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and turn the recording off for this one. We were doing this for Brenda and a few others.
And I'll post